Spyro, I know you don't trust me, but I want to help you stop the sorceress. There's a way to open a hidden portal to her lair, but it'll take some very strong magic. If you can find more of the dragon eggs, I think my magic will be strong enough to open the portal. I'll come find you when you have enough eggs, okay?
Hey guys, it's Jarek the Game Dragon doing some more Spyro 3 gameplay. This time we're going to be doing some Midnight Mountain. I'm going to 100% complete it for you guys in about 10 minutes. So, this should seem very familiar to you if you beat Spyro 3, and the reason being is that this is the last homeworld in Spyro 3. Now when someone says Spyro 3, for some reason this is the world that comes into my mind. This is the first thing. Now there's other ones that'll come into my mind after that. I mean, when someone says something, you have a bunch of different images that are sort of stuck in your head, or maybe a small motion or an animation of one of the characters doing something, but this is the world I think of for some reason when someone says Spyro 3. Now there are plenty of other ones, but this is the foremost thought. And maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's the color set is more appealing to my eyes, or maybe it's just because the location is actually pretty cool compared to the other homeworlds. Not that the other homeworlds are bad, it's just, I don't know, this one's just kind of a cooler, more, kind of has a different artistic direction to it than the other ones did. I don't know, something about it's appealing. It just ingrained itself into my mind either way, so it just stuck there. And whenever I record Spyro 3, it's because I start playing it and then I go, oh my god, I remember this really well. I gotta upload this. And really it's more for nostalgia's sake, and maybe just sharing some good old memories back in the glory days of the PlayStation 1, back when you had to chase these fuckers around. There are a lot of things in Spyro that really were sort of annoying. I remember chasing one of these guys back on the original PlayStation. This exact same one, and I turned that corner in front of me and accidentally just ran straight off the edge, just kind of slipped off it. It's like, no. I don't know, there's some annoying things in Spyro 3, but for some reason you keep going back to it, because it's like, something about it is really appealing, and it's still fun. It hasn't lost that appeal to me today. I don't know. And I also found a glitch that I didn't know existed in this game. So I kind of glitched into the wall there, and I went, wait a minute, what just happened? So I decided to walk back over here and try to walk in there again, and then suddenly, I just thought I would go behind the teleporter, but suddenly I just go, boop, it just launches me. I was like, what? No. Whatever, worth it, lost a life, but I didn't know that would happen, so that was totally worth it. So yeah, as I was saying, the old Spyros really haven't lost their appeal to me, at least the first original 3. With that said, I still play the original Spyro, or like I said, the original Spyros, but I still play the newer Spyros as well. And when I say the new Spyros, I mean the Legend of Spyro trilogy. And, oh gosh, I'm so annoyed at the new Spyro they're releasing now. Because the Legend of Spyro trilogy, I thought they might be heading in the right direction. People didn't like it. A lot of people either really liked it or didn't like it because it kind of felt different than the original Spyros. It had a different direction to it. But when you don't have the same people making the game that they made for so many years, you can't copy what someone else created and invented. So really I think they did a smart thing by trying to make it more mature and trying to do their own thing. And you could tell they were people that actually enjoyed what they're doing. Like, go look at some of the concept art for The Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon, and some of that stuff is actually really cool. And some of the game had a really, really strong presentation. I thought they were headed in the right direction. The gameplay was okay, the story was good. The story was great, actually. It had great voice actors, and overall it was starting to get better as the trilogy went along, and the last one gave you a little bit more freedom, kind of became almost an adventure game. And unfortunately, they're not heading in the right direction, because the next Spyro game is made by an entirely new developer. They hired someone else, and they're whoring out Spyro to all the fucking kids. That's really what bothers me. They said it themselves, that the new target audience is kids that have not been introduced to Spyro yet. That is a quote from the developer's mouth. No, fucking don't do that. And the original console it's going to come out on is the Wii. Come on, really? Do we need to do this? And of course, I'm just going to keep adding good news for you guys. It's going to have 32 different characters. Spyro you can play as, and he looks like a fucking gremlin. He looks horrible. But in order to play as these 32 different characters, you need to buy the corresponding action figure that goes with the character. Fucking no! Don't do that! You're just making it worse and worse. It's not really even a Spyro game at this point. At this point, they're just trying to make as much money off of it as possible. They're just whoring it out to everyone.
You did it, Spyro! You found enough of the dragon eggs for me to unlock the portal. Once I've opened it, you can confront the sorceress whenever you're ready. But be careful. She'll be expecting you.
Anyway, as I was saying, it is really disappointing to me because there's quite a few moments in Spyro Dawn of the Dragon that I look at and it's like, that is one of those moments that I will remember in video gaming history, and it's not a game I would expect that out of. There's just really strong presentation, really, really strong music. That's something that really surprised me, is that the whoever made the music did a fantastic job. It is easily my top 10 for official soundtracks of a video game, and it fit what was going on in the video game, and the worlds were really immersive, they looked really good, and really it was just a very well done game in terms of looks and feel. Gameplay was hit and miss, I'm not gonna lie, but it was getting better with each release, so I figured, maybe they were heading the right direction, and unfortunately with the way they're taking the new one and hiring a completely new person, new developer, and oh, by the way, the people that are developing the new game, which is called Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, it's Toys for Bob, and they have partnered up with Toys R Us to distribute it throughout the United States. Yep, the news just keeps getting better and better. They really need to just die. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, it is disappointing, because it looks good, and then that came out. So, unless the next Spyro game comes out, it's going to be another, what they did before, or Insomniac comes back, which I highly doubt will happen, just because it's completely out of their rights. A lot of people blame Insomniac, like, why doesn't Insomniac care about Spyro anymore? It has nothing to do with that. Insomniac had a 4-game contract with Universal. Universal owned Spyro. Universal owned it. Insomniac didn't. Even though Insomniac created it and invented it and did everything with Spyro, Universal owned that name. So when their 4-game contract went up with Universal, Universal hired someone else instead of going back to Insomniac. And the reason they did that is because Insomniac had gotten close to Sony. And Universal and Sony are kind of competitors and don't really like each other, and they didn't want to give it back to Sony. So of course they just start trying to make as much money off it, and Activision nowadays is doing the same thing. Activision now owns Spyro, and they're doing the same damn thing. So yeah, it's unfortunate. It's out of Insomniac's control. Insomniac has nothing to do with it, so don't blame the wrong person, please. It's just making yourself look stupid. But yeah, there's kind of a rant that came out of nowhere. I wasn't planning on talking about it, but there's my opinion on what kind of happened to Spyro, and I'll leave the rest of the gameplay for you guys to listen to the actual sound effects and the music.
Well, well, Spyro, look what I have here. It's a life-size Space Monkey action figure, complete with a fully operational laser. I'd love to let him out so you can play with him, but the sorceress seems to think he's a menace. You've always had a weakness for helping silly little creatures, haven't you, Spyro? Oh, well, I suppose there couldn't be any harm in letting him out, could there?
Woohoo! Yippee! I'm free! Thanks, Spyro! Oh, say, you ever see a bear dance? No. Well, it's your lucky day. Check this out. No! Dancer, isn't he? Not much stamina, though. Too bad. I had a lot more ammo left. Anyway, I heard all about how you've been fighting the sorceress and her armies and kicking all that butt, and I just wanted to say, huzzah! Yippee! Woohoo! Wish I could stay, but my homeworld's been overrun by Rhinox since I've been captured. If you happen to see the sorceress, tell her I'll be giving her dancing lessons real soon. Know what I mean? You bet. Later!